Welcome to Chris Parkin Shooting Sports. We're in Nuremberg for IWA 2023. Stick with us, let's see what's new. This is the CZ457 rimfire. Now what's different about this one is we've got synthetic stock, but it's got a broader forend because it's the varmint barrel. It's still stiff, so you get no intermittent barrel contact. It free floats truly, and in 17 HMR this is available in a 16-inch barrel. The 22 LR you can have in the 16 or the 20-inch barrel. I will no doubt be getting one of these at some point for a full review. I did actually show this at the British Shooting Show the other week, but I've been drawn back to it again because although I have done a lot of stuff with FX, I do really just like this one. It is so dinky and so short, and it's all been built up quite tactical, this one with a big bipod and everything. And I think maybe the bipod, to be honest, wouldn't be something you'd use on it because you want a small light bipod if you're using a small light rifle. But how cool is that? I want to get one of these. For those of you who've seen my review on the Henel Jaeger NXT straight pull rifle, I absolutely loved it. This is another version now, and it's got slightly shorter length of pull and a taller Monte Carlo cheekpiece comb on it to give you a slight benefit for shorter, smaller shooters, but it's got all that same light speed functionality from the straight pull bolt system. There are some really cool rifles from Henel that we don't see in the UK. A few years ago I did a review on the RS8, which was back in my written journalism days, but this is an RS9, and as you can see, these are some seriously cool, heavy, tactical precision rifles, which are available in large calibers. Sorry for the image quality on these, but I can't help where the sun position is coming through the windows here. But you never know, I might get hold of one of these because the RS8 was an absolutely superb rifle. I actually made a cover shot with that one at one point, I think. But the RS9 is just a little bit newer, a little bit better, just a bigger and better. I haven't done much with tickets for a few years, but this is a T3X, and this is the Vale Alpine. So it's got a muzzle brake on it, fluted barrel, it looks like it's Cerakoted, 62cm barrel, and it's also got a fluted bolt. So I'm thinking Vale Alpine is going to make me one for the big long-range hunting shot. Moving a little bit lower, this is the Vale Wideland, which I'm thinking possibly means wider open spaces, longer range shots, perhaps a lightweight rifle. But essentially you've got similar features and functionality, synthetic stock, camouflage finish on it. It's got a fluted bolt, and I suspect this one is probably available in the smaller calibers. It doesn't come with a muzzle brake, but it's still threaded on the muzzle. So we shall see, one of these might turn up, and of course it's a fluted barrel, so it does look quite nice. I'm not sure if I think these might not be a little bit ominous somehow. This is the Bergara Viper Urban. We didn't see these at the British Shooting Show, but apparently they are inbound. This is an 18-inch barrel. It's available in 6.5 Creedmoor or 308, and it's a Cerakote finish of it. I think it's a graphite black or a carbon black, and this is a super light, super handy rifle. I've always liked Bergaras because they're what Remington 700s should have become, and this is available with a detachable magazine, or you can have an internal magazine as well. I have to say, bolt timing and everything on it feels very good. The trigger's very good. It's on a safety cable here, but that is, I rather like that, and that's the way I do it, isn't it? If a rifle just appeals to me, I just like it, and it's a fluted bolt, fluted barrel, all matches. It's quite, it's quite modest, but it's got sort of modernism about it, which I think is appealing. So we shall have to get one of these at some point and do a full review on one. This is the Bergara Carbon Ridge. We also didn't see this at the British Shooting Show. We saw the new carbon barrels, but we didn't see the one in the Ridge stock. We saw thumbhole stock. So again, as usual, Bergara action, super smooth, super light, lovely Remington 700 style triggers, so you can customize it whatever you want, but you don't need to, is the fact about them. But this one is available in 6.5 Creedmoor, 6.5 PRC, 308 and 300 Win Mag. Now, we were just amused a bit because you can have a 24-inch barrel down to a 20-inch barrel, but it's 2.5 6.9 kilograms or 6.5 pounds. A 6.5 pound rifle in a 300 Win Mag, that's going to be a seriously capable, lightweight, long-range hunting rifle. And it comes with a muzzle brake, which you might want, you might not, but I love 300 Win Mag. I think it's one of the great all-time super performers. And again, another one hopefully we'll get on review soon, because it's a carbon barrel, and I do like to prove carbon barrels to myself from every manufacturer. Although we tend to think of the chassis system as somewhat very much from across the pond, and it's now very popular in the UK, Canada, etc. places, the Europeans are very much getting on board, and these chassis are everywhere now. And essentially, they're actually, if you've got CNC machinery, you know, it's just a case of a new program, because all the materials, tooling, cutters, etc., they're very similar to a lot of standardized engineering projects. But it's nice to see that a lot of them have got some seriously good ergonomics involved, and you know, there's plenty of things here like fluid head tripods to make sure you're seeing everything working in a beautiful way. Which is not to say that the composite stock is not still popular. Now, I'll have to do this again because I can't really recreate it for absolute reality, and I'd love you to be able to see my face when I do this, but I picked this up and I just literally went, wow, because that is as light as a feather. That can't weigh more than a few hundred grams. It is insane how light that is. This is from PSE. Yeah. I'm with Edmund Greff from PSE Riflestocks here. This I've just picked up. It is insanely light. I was about 100 grams out in my estimation. It weighs just over 600 grams. But Edmund, would you please tell us a little bit about some of the features of this stock?
So
because it's stunning.
This is the new Evolution range of stocks. It's a new technology for PSE composites. It's a complete monocoque construction of carbon fiber construction, and all molded in one piece, no milling involved, and it's extremely torsion stiff. It has a skeleton inside and a spine running through it. So all monocoque carbon little cheek piece made out of 26 individual pieces, and made for Remington 700 at the moment with a Hawkins M5 bottom metal.
It's a while since I've done much with PSE. I did some of their stocks maybe 5 years ago. They're superb, but this one, when I picked it up, it is, I don't want to drop it, it's just insanely light. You can probably tell from that. I'll try not to hit anybody with it, but it's just, I'm lost for words. And I love the beauty of the construction detail and the fact it's the monocoque with the internal structure as well, so it's totally stiff. I cannot bend that torsionally in my hands, so that, when it's bedded, etc., goes together, that is going to be an absolutely perfect platform for your precision rifle. If you're not a chassis guy, I'm not a chassis guy, I like a nice sort of conventional stock like this, so maybe we'll look at one of these in the future. Thank you, Edmund. You just seen the Remington 700 inlet. This is for a Howard inlet, and we're using aluminium in here for the bedding structure. Equally beautiful, with this lovely, lovely spring-loaded system, which I haven't actually figured out myself. Yep, you just twist that, pop that, that springs up and down, and as soon as your head's in the right position, just lock it off. I think it's fantastic, this stock. Forgive the fact I've got a mint in my mouth, I'm so dry and hoarse it's hard to speak. But here we go, this is the first time I've had the Seiko 100 actually in my hands. This is a new gun on me. Now we've got a 3-lug bolt, which will be 60-degree lift. It's got a push feed bolt face on it. The action looks like it takes a specific mount system fluted barrel. It's all blue finish. The carbon stock's got nice rubber inlays here actually. It's got adjustability on top, adjustability down below. Nice cheek piece system there. And Seikos have usually got pretty good triggers. Again, a good trigger. I don't see any adjustability on it. Actually, no, I do see adjustability on it. There's little numbers on the underneath. I'll probably put a tool through there, click through the stages of weight settings. The magazine system would appear, you've got to press it in, I think, yeah. You've got to press the magazine in, and then it pops out, theoretically. And that's the magazine out there. This looks like a long action rifle. I'm not sure what caliber of chambering it is. Let's have a look and see if we can see some proof marks. This one is, oh yeah, this is a 375 Holland & Holland, hence why the magazine is of generous proportion. But that is a nice rifle. It's got a metal trigger guard because the stock splits into two parts. You've got a fore end and a rear here because this is an adjustable, you can change the barrels on this rifle. Screw cut for a moderator. So we shall see if at some point I get to have a look at one for a full review. But stick with us and we'll see if we get one. This is the CZ 600 range. Now, I shot this when it was first launched at the test event, but I haven't actually reviewed fully this one. I've done some of the other 600 models like the Alpha, the Ergo, etc. But this one is the one I like the most of them all at the start because, as you can tell from the name, the range, it's a heavy barrel laminate stock, fully floating. You've got QR anchor points for your sling there, lots of ventilation here. We've got the magazine system, the same as the other 600s. It's got the 3-lug 60-degree lift bolt. In fact, is it a 3 or is it a 6-lug bolt? I can't remember. The bolt comes out from there like that. No, that's a 6-lug bolt, sorry. So it is a 60-degree lift. Just pop that back in there. So it's a super fast action with the adjustable trigger, and it's got a thumb-up stock. This is all stippled here, so it's very nice on the hand. It's got an adjustable cheek piece, and it's also got a butt hook and a Picatinny rail under there with a cover on it, so you can use it as a bag rider too. And if your hand is behind here like this, you've got lots of space underneath the rifle for your hand to actually fit in, so that when it recoils, it doesn't jolt the back of your palm with the bottom of the stock. This one's going to be great. It's available in quite a few calibers, but this is 6mm Creedmoor. It's one I've not shot, and I hopefully can get hold of one in this caliber. This is a Ruger American rimfire. I quite like Ruger Americans, quite like Ruger American rimfires. Great things. I've reviewed him in 17 HMR and 22LR. This one's got a funky camo stock on it. It's adjustable cheek piece because you can replace these. You can replace the recoil pads as well with different thicknesses to give you the length of pull you need. And it's a really fast, slick bolt. But this one would appear to have been Cerakoted in like a sort of gold colour. It's got a Picatinny rail on it. And I heard the bolt is super smooth, really fast flowing. It's screw cut, and this one's also got a muzzle brake on it. You know, if you've got problems with recoil from 22 rimfire or 17 HMR. But regardless, what a lovely rifle, because it's a tang safety as well, which is another slightly unusual factor. Crisp triggers, because we've got the 2-stage with the safety lever on the inside here as well. And I'm a big fan, so it's another rimfire rifle. It's a great one to look at, especially for a hunter. And here's another of the ATA rifles. This is definitely sort of a light tactical precision rifle, possibly suitable to PRS type shooting. That looks like it's possibly a folding stock. The bolts would appear to be 3-lug, 60-degree lift, and we shall see more about these if they appear in the UK, because I'll get them for review. Got a muzzle brake on this one as well. Fingers crossed, because that looks like it's actually got quite a lot going for it, and I don't think it'll be particularly expensive. This is the ATA ASR multi-caliber long range rifle. It's available in some quite large calibers for some serious long range shooting. I mean, it's certainly got a very military look about it. And we've got some of the details here in terms of 24-inch, 27-inch barrel lengths, depending on cartridges, calibers, 2-stage trigger, 30 MOA Picatinny rail, lots of M-lock on there, desert sand, and I think this is probably a 3-lug bolt. It's definitely got some slick transit on that, but you do need to just push it forward slightly on cocking to close, which is difficult to do on camera, and I'll just do for a trigger test on that one. That does feel very good, although there is quite a lot of physical weight in the firing pin, it would feel like when it drops. This is an interesting example of a gun you don't want, because this has got a straight pull action. It's similar to the Hennel Jaeger NXT, but here's the thing, I was really struggling to open it, and essentially, it's actually, if you open it slowly with your thumb here, it actually relocks the bolt, and you've kind of got to have really little backwards pressure on it for it to actually open, and it's just sort of totally counterintuitive, and you like that, look, I'm pulling on it and it just doesn't want to open, it just kind of relocks. It's just weird. Probably why no one imports it into the UK. I'm with Jeremy from Christensen Arms, and we're going to look at some of the new features they've got in their rifle range.
Great, so yeah, Chris, this is our modern hunting rifle, our MHR. This is We released this or announced it about a year ago.
Yeah.
We just started shipping it just about 2 months ago now.
Yeah.
So this is essentially what you have here is you have a chassis rifle.
Right.
So this is a mini chassis that has the action that's V-block bedded in that chassis. So you get all the benefits of a chassis gun, right? You get that accuracy, you get that reliability that you get out of a chassis gun, but in more of a hunting type of a style, right?
Ryan was telling me about the injection molding system with the carbon fiber.
Yeah, so it's not actually injection molded. It's what we call flash forged.
Okay.
So this is it's a newer technology from a carbon fiber. So most carbon fiber is layered, and then there's a polymer that's in between the layers, right? So this is a little bit different. This is actually heat forged. So these carbon fiber fibers are forged together, and then we mold it into this shape, and it allows us to create a very, very, very strong shell, but it also maintain it very lightweight.
Yes.
So this gun weighs just over 7 pounds.
Oh yeah, that is light.
Which for that gun is very, very light.
That is light. That's very much so.
Yep.
So you've got Picatinny rail at the front here.
Right.
We've got QR stud there. QR points at the front. We've got on the side as well. We can probably put M-lock in there.
It's M-lock as well.
Yeah, M-lock there.
The nice thing too is you look, that Picatinny rail is flush with the bottom of that.
Yes, it is. Right? That's nice actually.
So it doesn't hang out.
Too much height if you use a bipod there.
And less snag as well.
And what's the retail price on this rifle, please?
Oh, in the U.S. it's $34.99.
Okay. Yeah. I can check that price with Ryan for here, and we'll find out.
Yeah. So the other thing about this gun too is the modularity.
Okay.
All right. So both the stock and the handguard easily swappable.
Right.
And we make a couple different versions of that.
Okay.
So we make a skeletonized version of this.
Yeah.
And then we also make a skeletonized handguard for a lighter weight version.
Right.
So the other handguard has a full ARCA rail.
Right.
And it has M-lock slots along the side as well.
That's very responsive. Tell me a bit about your barrels. What sorts of barrels are we using here?
Yep. So obviously this is a Christensen carbon fiber wrap barrel. That's where we kind of cut our teeth. That's what we're known for. We've been wrapping carbon fiber wrapping barrels for over 25 years. So we have our own proprietary technique for doing this. It gives you the benefits of a bull barrel, that stiffness, that accuracy of a bull barrel without the weight. And then we've got our side baffle muzzle brake here, which does a really good job at reducing the felt recoil.
Right. 20 to
30% reduction in recoil.
And what's the bolt? This is a 90 degree. Is this a 2-lug bolt, 90 degree lift?
This is a two lug 75 degree bolt. This is a Remington 700 pattern bolt or action.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's our design.
Yes.
But it'll fit in any Remington 700 stock.
Which gives you trigger compatibility as well.
Trigger compatibility as well, right? Carbon fiber bolt handle, and then it's got the aluminum floor plate as well.
Excellent.
We also do a drop box magazine version of this. You can get a conversion kit. It's very easy to swap out. It's one screw, remove that, put in and pop it in. Yeah.
Well, that's very good. Thank you very much for that, Jeremy. Ryan, while you're standing there in the distance, do you have an approximate UK retail price on this?
I'll get back to you.
Excellent. That's an excellent ballpark price. So these are, I'll get back to you from Highland Outdoors. So thank you for watching. Thank you very much, Jeremy.
All right, thanks, Chris.
There's some really nice accessories available for rifles we know from companies we don't know yet. Scandinavian Arms have made this beautiful chassis system for an FX. This is made in Sweden, and these guys are going to be at the British Shooting Show next year in 2024. But the standard of workmanship and manufacture is fantastic. And they've also got work going on with Schmidt Bender, and they're having their own scopes customised. Different turrets, different logos, slightly different specifications. And here you can see a similar chassis system built onto another rifle action, again from Scandinavian Arms. Adjustable butt pads, we've got a bag rider here with a butt hook on it, adjustable cheek piece, and another customised Schmidt Bender scope. Some of these target rifles are just absolutely exquisite. The adjustability on the stocks makes the current crop of PRS gear seem quite reasonable in comparison. These are just insanely awesome.
ATA is a name we associate most with shotguns in the UK, and I'm not a huge shotgun guy. I do shoot shotguns and I quite like using them, but I'm not a professional of any description. This is the ATA Turca rifle. Now, obviously, I've got a metal cable on here, which is just negligently discharged that trigger, but this is a synthetic version of it. So you've got a synthetic stock, it's a Cerakoted barrel, it's fully free floating. You've got studs there, you've got inlays here in rubber for grip, Picatinny rail, it's a 3-lug bolt, and it's a 3-position safety, so it's safe with bolt locked, forward good bolt operation but still safe, and then forward completely is fire. There's a 2-stage trigger on this one. Let's close that back down. It's a 60-degree lift, obviously, with a 3-lug bolt. It's an adjustable cheek piece. We've got locks of length to pull. We've got more inserts here for grip. This is a tough rifle, and looking at the notice on the side here, we've got multiple barrel lengths and the usual range of calibers that UK sporting shooters are going to be looking for. I wonder if these are going to come to the UK like the shotguns have, because they've certainly proven extremely popular. Highland Outdoors encouraged me to come and have a look at this rifle. This is the Deuce from Ultimatum Precision, and if you are into serious high-end precision rimfire shooting in a chassis or virtually any specification model you want, these guys can build you that rifle, I hope, and these are soon going to be imported into the UK by Highland Outdoors, and you will see yours truly reviewing one, and I'm really looking forward to it, because this is a 3-lug 60-degree lift bolt 2-to rimfire, and it is absolutely beautiful. So Remington 700 footprint, so you've got all the accessibility to the Rem 700 compatible trigger mechanisms, and I think this has got everything it needs to shoot beautifully for long range and precision rimfire. One of the key features of this rifle is the fact it uses a barrel nut system, and you can adjust the headspace on it, so when you change ammunition types or want to tune your barrel and get the best possible out of factory ammunition, there you go, this is the rifle for you. Just tuning that is an amazing capability for getting the best accuracy and precision out of ammunition.
That's a wrap. I've been at IWA for 4 days. I've taken an awful lot of footage. I've had tens and tens of meetings. I've seen hundreds, if not thousands, of products, some of which were interesting, many of which were just not interesting at all because they're either copies or cheap versions or whatever. But there were some new and innovative things, and of course a lot of new relationships were made with companies both at home and overseas, with whom I'm going to be doing future work for review projects that you'll see on my channel. So please like, subscribe, comment, click the notification bell, and you will be one of the first to see the reviews that come through, because over the next few days I'll be editing all the footage I've taken at the show, which is a brief skim review of some of the highlights. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.